Is 0 for behind the arc, 0 for 3, 4 of 11 overall from the field. And Cleveland is a team just 1 of 11, yet only trailing by 9 here midway through the second quarter. James having looks.
Oh well. What is up, guys? After a dramatic wardrobe change, welcome to Sports World Weekly with everything sports all the time. We have a big show for you guys today. The first thing we're going to talk about, obviously, is the Warriors have finally lost a game. I was hoping my Celtics could do it last night, but unfortunately not in double overtime. But the Milwaukee Bucks did. Congrats to the Bucks, but also congrats to the Warriors. I feel like this loss was good for the Warriors because, you know, they finally, that loss out of the way. Now they can just worry about winning. So, yeah. In other news in college football, Derrick Henry, the running back for Alabama, has won the Heisman Trophy winner. You guys may know him from this play right here.
Give it to Henry. Watch out. Watch out. Foot race. And Derrick Henry will win it.
Derrick Henry, the ball carrier, 34-yard rush.
I'll tell you, this Mississippi State team did not blitz. They only had a three-man line. They played back. They were trying to keep everything in front of them, but...
And other plays like it. So congrats to him. Very well deserved. Great running back, and hopefully they can do well in the college football playoff. Now, in some college basketball news, did anyone else see this play?
Taylor. No. Felix. Yes. They're going to look at it. They are going to look at it, but with the naked eye, it looks like a game winner for Javon Felix. That is close.
Now, that was Texas defeating the number 3 rated in the nation, University of North Carolina. I'm always a sucker for buzzer beaters. I think they're great, very exciting, and, you know, taking out a really big team like North Carolina is big, so good job for Texas. Now we have a lot of baseball news to cover. The winter meetings just ended, and a lot of moves happened, so we're going to try to get through this as fast as we can. The first thing we're going to talk about is one of the greats, Michael Cuddyer, has retired from baseball. I've watched him for as long as I can remember. A great player, great addition to the Mets this last year, and every team that he played for. He's going to be missed, but I'm happy for him to retire. The Cubs have signed outfielder Jason Heyward from the Cardinals. He's moving over to the rival, but this is going to be big for the Cubs. They are really bolstering up their lineup. Already a dominant lineup that they had from last year. They're making it even better. The White Sox have signed Brett Lawrie. I think this is a really big deal. A lot of people, I don't think, will think that this move is really big, but Brett Lawrie is a really good, explosive player. I thought he was better than Josh Donaldson at a time. And now look, Josh Donaldson won AL MVP this year. So, I don't know, but great for the White Sox and great for Brett Lawrie. The Mets have also signed another big player, Neil Walker. Great power hitter and a great fielder. I think this is a really great move for the Chicago Cubs. And I think, like I said with Jason Heyward, they're bolstering a great lineup that they had last year and making it even better than it already was. Now, in other news, not only did the Dbacks sign Zach Greinke, but they signed yet another ace. They signed pitcher Shelby Miller from the Atlanta Braves. They actually traded for him. And they lost a lot, though. I feel like the trade was even, but they did lose number 1 overall pick Dansby Swanson in the Miller deal. He was number 1 pick last year, and let's watch a few highlights and see what he can do. yeah, guys, he's a great player. I think he hasn't made his major league debut yet, but I feel like he's gonna be a really good, talented player coming up in the major leagues in the next few years. A few more stories from baseball. A lot happened this week with the winter meetings. The Yankees signed Starlin Castro from the Cubs. This is big because that does leave a hole in shortstop for the Cubs. But that goes into my next story. The Cubs signed shortstop Ben Zobrist right before Starlin Castro left. I think they knew that they were going to get rid of Starlin Castro. He's been known to do lots of different things, not pay attention during games. I think he was on the outs with the Cubs.
2-2. Headed up the middle, cut off by Castro. He kicked it. Everybody's safe, and the Twins get a run. Bluth will get an RBI. And it's 1-0.
One area that the Cubs are concerned about is their shortstop, and that's Castro. That's his 14th error of the year.
And Rosario spun around and scored from third, and it's 2-0.
Just like that, Chris Bosio has to come out to the mound. Good base running and alert coaching by Gene Glenn, sending Rosario. Castro trying to do too much. He almost saw him running towards second base, and the ball gets behind him. It's a 50th error for the Cubs.
14th error.
And they signed Ben Zobrist, who's been a pretty consistent player over the last few years. So I think, again, great for the Cubs. Other news from Major League Baseball: Aroldis Chapman, who holds the record for fastest fastball.
That one hit 106. That would be a new record for the hardest pitch ever thrown. He set the mark last year just over 105. That one on the guns at 106.
The trade to the Los Angeles Dodgers has been held up because he is now under investigation for a domestic violence charge. Now, I mean, it's bad. Domestic violence is something that no one should ever have to go through, and I don't really, until we find out what happens, I can't really make a judgment on it. The last news for baseball: the Mariners acquire Wade Miley from the Red Sox. You may know him from the Red Sox for this.
5-3, the Orioles have the lead over the Red Sox, and in between innings, some fireworks here. Wade Miley, who's not pitched well tonight, just gave up his third home run, and in between innings, John Farrell over to basically, I think, tell him he is done for the night, and he gets into it here with Miley, and Miley not pleased at all, as you might imagine, and the two go down the runway together. See the rest of this.
Now you see Farrell follow Miley right down the runway. Miley is doing all the talking, really. I think Farrell was going over to tell him he's done. Miley didn't like it at all, and he just got right back in Farrell's face. That's not a good sign at all.
But yeah, I feel like he was on the outs as well, like Starlin Castro, and I think he just needed to go. I don't think he really gelled well with the team. Our last bit of news for the night comes from the NFL. The Arizona Cardinals have clinched a playoff spot after beating the Minnesota Vikings 23-20. Very controversial. Not taking the field goal at the end and ended up having this happen to you.
Can't take a sack either. The ball comes out. Was it a pass or a fumble? Ruling on the field is a fumble and a recovery by Campbell. It was Freeney who hit him.
Dwight Freeney, where's he been all night? He's been resting for just this situation.
But yeah, I don't really know what Mike Zimmer was thinking. Just force overtime, just see what'll happen. But I don't know. I guess he thought he needed to play for the win. All right, guys, that is the end of the video. If you enjoyed, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you check out my second channel, Red Sox Fanatic 9, for gaming videos, skits, in real life videos. If you guys have any comments, criticism, anything, recommendations, feel free to leave them in the comments. I'm happy to respond to anything you guys have to say. And until next time, guys, we will see you later. Peace.